Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Hakimi bin Irwanto. I want to tell you about Henry Fayol. He was born on July 29, 1841 on the outskirts of Constantinople, now known as Istanbul. Henry Fayol was a French mining engineer, mining executive, author and director of mine who developed a general theory of business administration, often called Fayolism. He and his colleagues developed this theory independently of scientific management, such as Frederick Winslow Taylor, his contemporaries. He is widely recognized as the founder of modern management methods. I want to share you about brief explanation of the approach. Number 1, at the age of 90, Fayol started working in a mining company. He was hired by Stephen Money, who had decided to hire the best engineers from the Saint Etienne School of Mining. Number 2, Fayol replaced Stephen Money as mine manager and eventually as manager director of Commonwealth for Chambal and Dickersville. Number 3, during the Fayol tenure as a director, he made change to improve working conditions at the mine, such as allowing employees to work in teams and changing the division of labor. Later, more mines were added to his task. Number 4, in 1900, Fayol was elected to oversee the firm and a new managing director. Number 5, with a rich and extensive administrative experience, Fayol has contributed a lot in changing the fortunes of the company. Number 6, based on his own management experience, he developed his concept of administration. He promoted his idea in administration, industry at general. Number 7, Fayol has also presented his theory of management known as Fayolism in his work. His major contribution in the aspect of management is to make contributions such as technical skill and management skill. Number 8, he also suggested 6 types of organization activity, namely technical, commercial, financial, security, accounting, management activities. Number 9, he has also identified specific management function, namely planning, organization, leadership, and control. He has proposed 14 principles of management, among which is the division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, and unity of command. 14th principle of management failure is the reality.
In our opinion, these 14 Henry Fayol management principles are beneficial and stay in use to this day, especially in the business and organizational sector. First of all, the principle of job specialization is very helpful and a guide to employees when carry out work assignment to achieve the goal of an organization. For example, Shariat Telegraph Corporation Berhad has 4 main departments, namely the Financial, Production, Marketing, and Human Resource Department. Each department has carried out a predetermined scope of tasks to achieve organizational goals. Next, on the principle of remuneration, all employees must be paid a salary commensurate with the service of tasks they have performed. This can encourage people to work in a company because they get paid well. For example, Kasim Company employs 250 employees and pay them a decent salary. In addition, on the principle of unity of command that each employee must receive instruction from a superior only to supervise and give them instruction. In conclusion, thus, 14 principles of drainage are very relevant because management is an ongoing process This principle also teaches us about teamwork in the business and it's effective for us today.
I want to tell you about related example. Number 1, principal, authority and responsible. Authority is very important to solve problem in an organization. According to Henry Fayol, the authority and responsibility attached give management the right to give instruction to employees. For example, in a DIY company, if there is a customer who asks for a warranty on the goods because it is damaged, and the employee should ask the manager first before allowing it to the customer. This indicates that the manager has the right to grant work related rights to his employee. Number 2, principal, discipline. According to Henry Fayol, this discipline can shape good behavior as well as increase efficient in management. Example related to this principle is that in the organization is very concerned about punctuality, such as time to go to work, breaks, and time to return from work. Management also imposes fine on employees who violate the rules. This is in order to increase the attitude of discipline in employees. Number 3, principal, unity of command. Referring to Henry Fayol, unity of command refer to the employees should receive from one manager only. An employee cannot accept instruction from two bosses to avoid turmoil and inefficient in work. For example, in company Samsung has multiple department. If there is a problem in finance, the employee should report to the head of finance department, while if there is a marketing problem, then the employee should report to the head of marketing department. This is so that the responsibility for the problem that arise can be solved easily and avoid confusion.
Let's see advantage and disadvantage Henry Fayol principle of management. First, facilitates organizational structure. Organizational structure is very important in a company, with a small or large company. Fayol then touched on the hierarchical structure in which the upper management level, where the upper level of management should act as a strong leader. Although more companies are adopting a flat structure, the top-down model as described by Fayol still remains popular in a company. 2. Fayol principle of management consideration. When considering the application of this system, it is important to evaluate all the Fayolism advantage and disadvantage before proceeding. Another thing to remember when considering the advantage and disadvantage of administrative management is that some theories are prisoners of the era in which they were developed. 3. Motivate employee through fair compensation. Business leader must compensate employee in a manner that motivates them to perform above standard. Fayol always goes a long way about money and believe that non-monetary compensation is just as important. Today, is it easy to see examples of such compensation, such as award given to outstanding employees, and company retreat where management and employee interact as human beings without having to worry about their status in the office. While disadvantage principle of management Henry Fayol is first customer satisfaction. The principle of fails neglect the most important aspect of the business, such as the customer and customer satisfaction. The principle promotes an organizational structure that caters to the demand of the organization and not the customer. As most of the organizations are customer-centric, in present time, the structure collapsed on its own. Last but not least is command and control. The structure is outdated when Payol created the principle. The business organization function on command and control, which is start opposite to the business organization in the present. Today, the organizations are run on creativity, innovation, and decentralization of power. Thank you.